Hi, I'm Gabby. I'm a nurse at Northern Michigan, McLaren, and I'm a travel nurse right now. I work in the emergency department. I'm usually an ICU nurse. So the last few years I worked in Florida and Texas. I also bartend on the side for fun because I get to work with my friends and my family. So because Petoskey is a tourist town, travel nurse picks up more in the summer here, whereas everywhere else kind of in the world, travel nurse picks up in the fall. So a lot of people bartend or serve during the summer because we get a lot of tourists. It's kind of the same with hospitals, so more people will come up. So it was a really good opportunity for me to be able to just work the summer here, and I got a pretty good schedule. So I get to work part-time. I'm a summer temp, which is just a different kind of travel contract, so I can come back every summer. And then I also kind of get to work with people that I know, which is kind of cool. I get to work with someone I went to high school with, which is fun because it's a smaller town. And then you're more flexible with picking up things because it is more of a rural hospital. So all hospitals are kind of short-staffed, but because the population is picked up here in the summer, I get to pick up more shifts whenever I want to, so I get more flexibility. So with my job, I love the flexibility and how I get to move wherever I want to. I mean, I can basically go to any hospital website and be like, hey, I can do that job and just apply and move there if I want to, which is really cool. And especially when you're young, they say, well, you're young and single, travel while you can. So it's a really good job for that. And also there's a lot of movement in what area you can work. So I started off in ICU. I've done 3 different kinds of ICU, doing emergency department, and then I just got an offer for an OR too, which is really cool. So super flexible if you're good with trying new things. I would definitely recommend it. I went to nursing school just south of Chicago, love that. I got my first job in Florida. I initially moved to Baldwin Park in Orlando. It was more central, didn't love, so I moved to New Smyrna Beach, which is just south of Daytona. Loved that, it was great. Cute little beach town, big fan. From there, I moved to Fort Worth, Texas, picked up a CVICU job there, and then I came back home for the summer. I like coming back to Northern Michigan because it's just a small town vibe. I mean, I can always go back to North Perk and just kind of see everyone that I want to see. I can go back to, High Five and just kind of rekindle what I have, and it doesn't ever delay. Like I can be gone for 3 years and come back and it's still the same vibe, and I love that. You always have someone to hang out with, you always have somewhere to go that you're familiar with. Big beach bum. Love going to the beach with my siblings and my friends. Spike ball, we like that. Like going on boats. Lots of opportunities for that around here too. And even though some things change, I feel like the base kind of stays the same. I started working for High Five Spirits kind of when they first opened up, when I still lived here, so just finishing high school. I bartended for them through college, so I'd come back in the summers, and then Christmas break I would always bartend there. Then obviously I graduated, started nursing, moved to Florida. And I wanted to come back for the summer. I texted them, I was like, hey, do you guys need someone? Because they opened the distillery. I was like, do you guys need some help? And my brother and sister-in-law were coming back home too. So I was like, do you have a few jobs? And they're like, yeah, come work for us. So I think hospitals are really good to get into because obviously they're always going to be there. That means you're never not gonna have a job, whether you like it or not, you get paid a little bit more because they're so short-staffed. So I mean, if you're willing to take advantage of that, then it's definitely a good place. But there's also always opportunities to move up. So you can always go back to school. You can always switch out to something that you want that's different. If you don't like med-surg, you can try ICU, or you want to try peds. There's not really a limit to what you can do. And if you start in one hospital, it's really easy to work around in that same hospital. So my first few travel contracts I did with Advent Health, and I started there, I just picked up in-house contracts, and then when I went to Texas, I actually stayed at the same hospital. So, and then McLaren, I'll come back every summer. There's a lot of younger people to move up from just like Grand Rapids, especially during the summer, so you'll always have someone, I think, younger groups to hang out with. And I also think that the locals are pretty welcoming for the most part. We like meeting new people at the bar, at the beach, and like, hey, do you want to hang out or come play? So I love the state park, but if you go to the state park and you walk like to the left a really long way, I think that's the best place because you can find lots of Petoskey stones there. I love that spot. That's my favorite spot. Hi, I'm Gaby Hickman and I chose the North.